ever feel like you're just totally drowning in content?
Totally.
Like every time you turn around, there's a million new things to know, new ideas you got to come up with, and it's like impossible to keep up. It's like you're always playing catch up.
It's true.
Well, that's what we're diving into today. We're looking at this tool, Perplexity AI, and how it can kind of help with all that.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because we've all seen like the rise of all these AI tools.
Oh, right. Right. Exactly.
And, there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of,
Yeah, for sure.
But I think Perplexity actually has some really unique features, and we're going to unpack that today.
Exactly. And one of the things that really sets it apart is that it's not just like, another AI trying to write your content for you. It's
Right.
more like, think of it as that research assistant like you always wish you had.
Exactly. It's like having a super-powered research assistant.
Right.
That can just instantly pull up all the information you need.
Right. It's like how many times have you been, working on a piece of content and you find yourself like going down these Google rabbit holes?
Oh, all the time.
You start with one question and then suddenly you're 3 hours later watching a video about like how to grow a pineapple or something.
Yeah. It's so easy to get distracted, right?
Totally.
Because you start with one thing, you see another link, and you think, oh, that's interesting too.
And it's 3 hours later, you haven't even started writing.
Exactly.
Perplexity just cuts through all of that.
It does.
Instead of opening a million tabs, let's say, you're writing about, I don't know, say the future of work, you could just ask what it's about. Perplexity, right? What are the biggest challenges facing remote workers in, say, 2024? And bam, it gives you, concise information, accurate, sourced from, reliable data. It just cuts through all the noise,
And I think what's even more impressive is that it doesn't just, give you a list of facts or regurgitate what it finds on Wikipedia. It actually analyzes the information. So, for example, let's say you're writing about AI's impact on, I don't know, the music industry, which is very relevant these days.
Right, yeah.
You could ask Perplexity, what are the ethical considerations of AI-generated music? Which is a huge question.
It's
right?
huge.
And Perplexity can actually go through, tons of articles, academic papers, maybe even legal documents.
Wow.
To give you, a really well-rounded view of that very complex issue.
That's incredible.
And that depth of research, I mean, if you were to do that manually,
I bet about it.
It would take you hours, if not days.
Totally, yeah.
So it's really about not just the speed, but also about the confidence it gives you.
Okay.
Knowing that the information you're working with is accurate, it's up to date, and it allows you to be more creative.
It's like having a fact checker and a librarian and a research assistant all in one.
Exactly.
Which is amazing, but it gets even better because Perplexity isn't just about finding answers. Right. It can actually help you come up with ideas.
That's what I was going to say. That's where it really shines, I think. 'Cause that's the part that's usually the hardest.
Yeah, staring at that blank page.
Exactly.
The blinking cursor, waiting for the muse to strike.
Totally.
And it can be like pulling teeth sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're feeling burnt out or you've been doing it, writing all day.
For sure.
And you hit that wall and you're like, I have no more idea.
Exactly. And so with this, you can actually go to Perplexity, and it's not just about, here's the answer to your very specific question. It can actually help you come up with new angles.
Right, it helps you think outside the box.
Exactly.
Which is something that, even for a lot of AIs, that's difficult, right?
Yeah.
They can give you information. But to actually come up with something new, that's a different ball game.
It is a different
And I think Perplexity does that very well.
And it's so easy. Let's say you're writing about, I don't know, a sustainable living, right? Which, let's face it, it's a hot topic, but it has also been done a lot.
A lot, yeah.
You need a fresh angle, right? So you could just, again, ask Perplexity, what's a new angle on sustainable living? Something for, people living in cities. And it might suggest things like, I don't know, urban gardening techniques, new technology.
Yeah, definitely.
That kind of stuff,
And I think what's really cool about that is it's not just giving you random ideas, it's connecting those ideas to what's actually happening. What are the emerging trends?
Oh, okay.
It's almost as if Perplexity is plugged into the pulse of the internet, constantly scanning for okay, what's the next big thing?
That's wild.
And how can we, help you talk about it in a way that's relevant to your audience?
Okay, so it's not just giving you random ideas from, 5 years ago.
Exactly, exactly. It's very current,
It's
which is, I think, so valuable in the world of content creation because everything is moving so fast.
It is. It's all about staying ahead of the curve,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
it seems like this could really help with that.
definitely.
So, I mean, imagine the possibilities,
Yeah.
right? It's like if you're writing a blog post about, I don't know, the metaverse, ask Perplexity about the latest VR technology.
Mhm.
If you're putting together a presentation on, the future of e-commerce,
Yeah.
ask about, social commerce and all those new things that are popping up.
Exactly. The possibilities are really endless.
It really opens up, it's like instead of spending all this time, just hunting down information and trying to come up with ideas, it just frees you up to
Yeah.
do the stuff that really matters, which is like telling a compelling story, right?
Mhm.
Adding your voice, your unique perspective.
That's it, because at the end of the day, that's what makes content great, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's the human
The
element.
human element.
The ability to take all this information, process it and turn it into something that's meaningful, that's engaging, thought-provoking.
Yeah, and that's what, this frees you up to do.
Exactly. Just Perplexity just empowers you to do that more effectively.
It's like, yeah, it takes away all the grunt work and lets you be the artist. So I
Yeah.
don't know about you, but I am like ready to dive into this Perplexity thing and see what I can create.
Me too. I think it's a game changer.
It really might be.
It really might be.
And that's it for today's Deep